What is up, everybody? It is Friday morning, TGIF. I got something special for you today. I'm not going to give it away yet. Stay tuned. I'm in someplace new that I've never been before, and it's been on my list for years and years and years. So stay tuned. I'm super excited. All right, I am in the water. And I am headed out. This is exciting. I'm still not going to tell you yet where I am, but I've got a spot from local intel from a friend of mine who's a bass legend out here in this area, and catches these walleyes is bycatch when he's bass fishing. So he's got me on a spot. I've got it punched into my GPS. I'm headed there. It's about a mile away. I'm just motoring out of the state launch right now through this big marina. Really very impressive. It looks more like saltwater than freshwater, the way this big marina is set up. So I'm super excited. You can tell I'm a little giddy, but I'm trying to keep everything in check, my emotions, and focus on going and finding them and then figuring out how to catch them. Honestly, I think the figuring out how to catch them part, I mean, we're all fishermen. That I think that comes natural. We got to find our targets first, and I feel very confident that I'm going to be able to do that. And stay tuned. This is gonna be fun. A little bit of adventure never hurt anybody. And I've talked about coming here since I was a little kid with my gramp. I'm sure he's sitting in the co-pilot seat with me right now, soaking all this up too. So stay tuned. I'll be back shortly. What is up, everybody? TGIF. Dong! I gotta get him back quick. He got a little blood on him. That's my third fish. I am in Eastern Lake Erie. I came up here. Everybody's been smashing these walleyes. I got a hold of a good friend of mine, Larry Mazer, who's a bass savant on the east end. I'm in the Eastern Basin. I launched in Buffalo at the Outer Harbor, and I'm just west of there, a couple miles. I've had a bunch of sheep's head already this morning. I'm looking for walleyes, but I just switched over. I was fishing a big shiver minnow all morning. Look who showed up to play. I fished that shiver minnow all morning long. I got a sheep's head, and I had one other fish on that come off halfway up. I just put this on after I made a move. I found this one hump. It tops out at about 28 foot of water, and it's 40 all around it. And there's marks all over the place. I put this on. First cast, I hit a sheep's head. The next 3 casts, I had fish on, and I lost him on the way up. This is about the 10th cast. He cracked it on the way down, didn't even get to the bottom. And as soon as I stuck him, he come right back to the surface. So I knew what I had going on. So again, I'm looking for walleyes. I'm not a snob. I'll catch anything, but I am looking to go out here and cast a Lake Erie Eastern Basin walleye, which everybody told me couldn't be done. They said you had to troll. I didn't even bring my trolling rods with me, so it's not even an option today. Stay tuned. Homie is on fire. Now, I've yet to catch a walleye, but here is another big dandy Lake Erie smallmouth. The first one was 4.1 pounds, 20 1/4 inches. This one's 19 on the money. Man, that's exciting. And they're throttling this blade. Even the sheepies. Like, I'm watching it. Man, I'm getting beat up out here. This wind was supposed to be 5 to 10. It's more like 15 plus. They are throttling this homie on the way down. Even the sheep's head. Like there's no, geez, I wonder what it is. Crack. I love it. I love it. This one on the old tube. 18 inches, probably 3 pounds. So in between these segments, it's been a couple hours, probably. The wind has laid down some, not a ton, but it's laid down some. The sheep's head, if I fish a blade bait, it's just sheepy. Now, I did catch 2 smallmouth this morning on the blade, and I went out deeper. Larry said, go check the way outer edge. I was in 42 to 50. And I had a walleye, and I had him right to the boat. I went to reach for my net. Wasn't a giant, was probably 20 inches. And the blade come out of the corner of his lip. I went back and I drifted over that 3 more times. And nothing happened. Couple more sheep's head, but nothing else good or cool. Although I'll tell you, make sheepies great again. They fight and fight and fight. Now that smallmouth was probably the best fight of the day, quite honestly. But I'm drifting now, and I've been on spot lock most of the morning. And Larry said, "Well, you might want to drift." He goes, you got to cover water. There's a lot of water here, and you got to cover these flats and keep it moving. I caught fish on spot lock, but boy, they were mostly sheep's head. I've probably had 20 sheep's head that I've landed, and I'm gonna assume that all these fish that I've lost today, because I bet you I've had 20 more started and come off somewhere from bottom up. I'm not trying to sound funny or whatever, but I don't normally lose that many fish. That's just an anomaly for me today. And to the point where it was kind of annoying. And I'm like, what is going on here? I'm assuming those sheep's head have very soft skin around their mouth. I'm going to assume that it was them and I was just pulling a hook out of them because I was really putting the wood to them. I don't know. I didn't see them, so I don't know. But I mean, my right arm is it's not even noon yet. It's 11:30 in the morning. My right arm is jelly from fighting these sheep's head. Not complaining one bit. Drove all the way out here. Never been here before. Had one mark that my buddy Larry gave me. I found it. I see what the program is. It's just, there's not a lot of inshore structure here. It's mostly just a big basin. I can see all the boats out there trolling. No shortage of boats this morning out there trolling. But I didn't even bring my trolling sticks today. I told myself, you're coming out here to do this by yourself the first time. Paul Messina and I talked about coming out here, and he'll want to come out and do this. So we'll be back out here at some point this summer. But this first trip, I wanted to come out and do it myself and really see it and kind of work the kinks out. I see exactly what the deal is right now. So now Larry said he had piles. Oh, there's one. Piles and piles of fish out here on Wednesday. Caught 10 walleyes right in a row at one stretch. That wind really blew yesterday. Really blew out of the west-northwest. And then it turned around overnight, and by this morning it was blowing 15 plus out of the east-northeast. So that being said, it's moved these fish around, and I just haven't found the mother lode. And he's out here this morning as well, and he lives here. He knows this like the back of his hand. So he's off looking, and he's like, if I really find a pile, I'll call you. Okay. So I'm gonna give this another few minutes, and then I've got another piece of structure just inside of me here that I want to go check out. And it just keep moving. Him and I were within a small area this morning because it was one of his marks. I haven't seen another boat within a mile of me all morning long. Like, it's crazy. It's wonderful. And it's been a lot of fun. The change of scenery, my first time ever fishing Lake Erie. I've caught 3 big smallies. You know, I have that one walleye so far. I got all the time in the world too today, so I'm gonna stay until I get tired, and I'm gonna catch a walleye before the day's out, probably more than one. So stay tuned. I'll be back. What's up, everybody? The fat lady's warming up, or fat guy, whichever you prefer. It's going on 4 o'clock. I've had quite the day. My right arm is just worn out. The last half an hour I've been just dragging a tube on the bottom, just to give my shoulder a little break. I haven't done anything. I did catch quite a few this morning that way, mostly sheep's head. That's been my day since I've talked to you last. I've caught another 10 or 15 sheepies. Nothing else. No bass, no walleye. Hit the wrong button. So I told myself if I didn't do anything by 4 o'clock, I was going to get out of here because I've got to get something to eat. I haven't eaten all day, and whenever I'm in Buffalo, my former brother-in-law, Andrew, runs a chain of restaurants out here in Buffalo that serve beef on weck sandwiches called Charlie the Butcher. And it's the best roast beef I've ever had, bar none. And so I'm looking forward to that. I'm going to stop and say hello and get a couple sandwiches and get on the road. I still got a 2.5 hour drive home. But I can't say enough how nice a day this has been. Absolutely fantastic. I caught both target species that I was aiming for, and I'll bet you I've landed 50 sheep's head, and I'll bet you I've had that many fish come off. If I would have been on a walleye or a bass bite like the sheep's head bite today, it would have been a day of all time. And even still, you've heard me say this many times before. Those sheep's head fight. I mean, fight. And they give an excellent account of themselves, and it's been a lot of fun. I mean, I've had a bent rod all day long. All day. I'm not complaining one bit. To come all the way out here, my first time, not really blind. Big thank you to Captain Larry Mazer. Larry gave me quite a few spots, but gave me a starting spot. I looked at the map and I would have been in the general area. That was one right there. I'll tell you, this 7'6" JTX medium light, like doing something like this, dragging, you can do that with any rod. But casting back into the wind, I can cast it a country mile. I get it right down to the bottom, but I can feel it's probably out there, 100, 150 feet. I can feel every tick of the bottom, every rock, every bite. I can feel it when I pick up a goby. It's so sensitive. And in this situation, when I'm drifting and that fish bites and I'm pulling against it, so that rod is instantly loaded, boom, just like that. Like there's no reel down to them and set the hook or take up your slack. It's just lay the wood to them. I've loved this rod. I've been, I don't know, half my fish have come on this today. I certainly put it through its paces. For fish fighting, I mean, no problems whatsoever. I didn't get any real big smallmouth. I didn't get any real big walleyes. But I did have a couple sheepies that were well into double digits, over 10 pounds, and they pull like a freight train, right straight for the bottom. We're in our final 5 minutes here, so like I say, we can get a stay of execution if we catch one. A non-sheep's head. I'll stay for another half an hour. Oh, this is the longest I have fished maybe in years, continuously. Like, I got out here, I pulled into the ramp out here about 20 after 5. I left my house at 3, stopped and got gas, and stopped and took a leak on the thruway. Still made it here, and about 20 minutes to 6. By the time I got the boat prepped and ready, in the water and going out of the harbor, it was just after 6, and it was sporty out here. That wind blew hard out of the west yesterday, and it turned around overnight out of the northeast. So I still had rollers coming this way, and then I had whitecaps coming this way. So it took me, I ran about 2.5, 3 miles, and it took me 35, 40 minutes to get down here. So, and then like third cast, I had a sheep's head, throwing a shiver minnow, boom, boom, boing, and I'm like, of course I immediately think walleye. I'm like, oh my God, this is incredible. It's full of walleyes, just like they said. It wasn't, and I didn't find them today. Larry was out with customers, and he was all over the place, and they found quite a few bass, but they didn't have any walleyes. Wednesday and Thursday when he was out, he had 10 or 15 walleyes each trip. So doing the same thing, dragging tubes, dragging an A-rig, casting light bucktails on some of these structures. I did do a lot of graphing today, and I mean, I'll be back out here, no question. And I found a couple little anomalies out on the edge of the main basin where, a couple 3 foot, 4 foot of a difference, and there was fish right on it. There's one. There's one. It's 358. Let's see what it is. It's not acting like a sheep's head, so that's a good thing. Let's see what it is. It's got a little tug to it. Another sheep's head. That sheepy ate it. Look at this. Ate that tube with a big zebra mussel still hanging on it. Oh, what a maroon. All right, boys and girls, children of all ages, I think I'm going to call it a day. Oh, I hope you've enjoyed this half as much as I have. We're going to be back out here. I keep saying we. I'm going to be back out here soon, I can tell you that. And, you know, it's only going to get better with the fall bite at some point. So I'm excited. I finally dipped my toe into Lake Erie, and I can see, not to mention all day, like I've been fishing alone. I went back up to the east towards the river, and there were a few boats up there, but I mean, you know, not many. I've been able to fish any place I've wanted to all day, no questions asked. Most everybody here is out trolling. It might have been a little sticky out there with people trolling, but I don't know. I wasn't out there. You know, casting in here, I saw, of course, Larry was here. I saw 2 other boats in here casting, and they were so far away that I only knew they were casting because I could see them all standing up. So, all right, I'm out of here. I'm gonna go get some a little bit of lunch and heading home. Keep your tip up, man. Shoulder's killing me. All right, I love you guys. I'll see you tomorrow. Don't know where yet, but I'll see you tomorrow.